Hey y'all, it is Jo.niah here, and thank y'all so much for clicking on this video today. The last video I posted was some years ago, and that was just basically my moving experience of going to college. And I just want to give y'all a little update. I have graduated from Prairie View with a social work degree in December, and now I'm in nursing school, and those are two different pathways, and I have more videos on that, but it happens. But basically, the purpose of this video today is for me to give y'all a little bit of advice. I know it is Mayish, so a lot of y'all are thinking about going to school, whether y'all are fresh out of high school or y'all just have the time now to go to school, or maybe you're thinking about transferring. So this video is for y'all, and I'm just going to give y'all a couple of quick hacks and tips, not only just specifically with Prairie View, but just in college in general. So let's go ahead and get into it. So let's say that you chose your school. Hopefully it is Prairie View, because you know PV produces productive people, but if not, that's okay. So let's say that you decided you're going to move there, well, go there, attend that school. Make sure that you have a idea of what exactly it is that you want to major in. And even if you don't know exactly what you want to major in, that's totally fine. You have years to, you know, come up with it, because usually the first 2 years of your schooling is just you taking your prereqs, your general courses, and then your junior and senior year, that's really when you start taking your major courses. So if you don't know what it is that you want to major in just yet, that is totally fine, but just be mindful that you do have to start thinking, okay, maybe I should major in this, or maybe I should major in this. Just find whatever you are most interested in. So with most schools, they do have a app called Roomseek that you'll download. It comes through AmeriCampus, and with that app, that's basically how you choose your roommate. So the way it works is, what you'll do is you'll download the app. It's almost like a dating app. You put in your information. They'll give you a couple of questions, like, oh, on a scale of like from 1 to 5, you know, what ranking do you go to sleep? Are you more so a night owl, or are you more so an early bird? Make sure that you are really honest on these type of questions, and then they have a description box at the end for you to be able to talk about yourself, like, hey, this is my name, this is my major, these are my hobbies, and also put the things about your living situation, like, okay, I like to clean up on Sundays, or I like the AC on 60, you know, things like that, because that way you'll be able to, well, others will be able to see how you live, and you'll be able to see how other people live, and y'all will be able to kind of match based off of that. You will also be able to roommate with a family member if you already know who you want to room with. Let's say that you went to school with someone and y'all are going to the same school, or like I said, if you have a family member and y'all want to roommate together, that is totally fine. What you'll do is you'll download the app and you'll look up their name, and y'all just click check mark, or I forgot what it was, but it's something that you can be able to click, and y'all are automatically roommates like that. So once again, just with the roommate situation, make sure that you have a good idea of who you're roommating with, because I don't know how it is at other schools, but at Prairie View, they do take roommates very, very seriously. Your roommate is the person that's going to be with you for the rest of the semester. Now, there have been times, unfortunately, where people have gotten into it with their roommates, and just a whole bunch of different things because of the cleaning schedule, that maybe someone's clean wasn't matching the other person's clean, or their compassion, or just different things like that. Maybe someone was too loud and disturbing the other person, and they have to get up in the morning, you know, just different scenarios like that. So make sure that you're talking to your roommate, getting to know them, getting to know what they are actually like. That way, when y'all do finally move in together, y'all wouldn't have any issues at all. So after you get your roommate situation handled, from there, that's when you're going to want to go ahead and make a full list of the things that you're going to need prior to moving in. So for example, just depending on where you stay, I'm gonna use Prairie View because I stayed at I went to Prairie View, so that's what I know. So for the most part, if you are a freshman or anything like that, or I'm gonna just use the freshman dorms for example. Now the freshman dorms had twin size beds. You're gonna make sure you put on a list, okay, I need to get a twin size comforter, sheets, the pillows, everything that you're gonna need, decorative things if you want to, you know, decorate your room and things like that. Also go on YouTube, get a good idea of what your dorm is going to look like. That way you'll know, okay, I could fit this here, I could put this here. So just get a good idea of what it is that you're going to bring with you. And just also miscellaneous things too, toothbrush, toiletries, all of that. You're going to definitely need it, especially depending on the school you went to. I'm going to always use Prairie View because that's the school I went to. Prairie View is really in the middle of nowhere. There's not really a big grocery store. We have a small Walmart and a Brookshire Brothers that's kind of like 10 minutes away, but the biggest Walmart It's maybe about 30 minutes away or so. It's in Cypress. So I would definitely say make sure that you bring things that you're gonna need. So like toilet tissue, toilet paper, laundry detergent, all of that. You're gonna need all of it. So make sure that you're making a list of everything that you're gonna need. Y'all don't mind my dog in the back. And yeah, now also depending on where your dorm is, because my freshman year I didn't stay in the freshman dorms, I stayed in the honors dorms. So I had the opportunity to have my own room and my own bathroom, and I shared the common area, the living room area and the kitchen with my other roommates. So I personally brought my own air fryer, but you can also bring things like your own mini fridge. One of my roommates freshman year, she brought her own mini fridge, her own microwave. So you could bring little things like that, but like I said, just make sure that you look at where you're going to stay, so that way you'll know what it is that you want to bring with you. So also just try to stack your money up. Now personally, my freshman year, if I could redo it over, I would work that summer and try to make as much money as I can. That way when I did move in, I'll have a little bit of play money to have. That way I won't have to worry about, you know, asking mom and dad like, hey mama, can you send me a quick $50? Or hey dad, can I get $20 so I can go get something to eat? You know, just different things like that. Now there's nothing wrong with that because they are your parents, but if you want to feel a little more independent, then I definitely would recommend, you know, trying to stack up your own money if you can. And that way once you move in, all of that, you will have that money to be able to do whatever it is that you want to do with it. Now for my PV babies, I definitely would say from the incoming freshmen, they do have a thing called Panther Week for y'all. Now what that basically means is a week before school starts, you can move in. No, it's not before. Yeah, it is before school starts. You move in a week before school starts. You have people called pals. I think they changed though. I think they call P3s now. But they're basically your mentors, your older brothers and sisters, and they're here to help you have a good college experience. Now with that being said, if you do decide to move in early, they do have a lot of events for y'all. Y'all will have to wake up early in the morning. It's optional, but just to get the full experience of Panther Week, I definitely would recommend it. That's when you learn your building challenges. Now with Prairie View, they do have boy dorms and girl dorms. They are not intersex, so you won't walk out your room and see somebody of opposite gender unless it is somebody that's just visiting. And with that being said, y'all will have building challenges. Now they will sometimes have it to where the boy buildings propose to the girl buildings. You know, it's little fun things like that. And then also every class has their own little class shuffle, which is a dance that you will learn throughout that week. That way during events when school starts, such as like hump day, hump night, homecoming, or even the parties that you go to, sometimes when they play the song, you'll be able to bust out your moves. So I would definitely recommend it. And also not even just with the events, but you'll also be able to meet the people that are in your building. You'll be able to make friends. And also if you have your own business, you'll be able to connect with one another. And you know, just things of that nature. I also would say that just make sure that you're coming into college with an open mind. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to change a lot, whether you realize it in that moment or not. I definitely have changed a lot. I feel like I've matured a whole bunch for a lot of reasons. But you definitely learn a lot as you grow older, as you move on through college. You learn how to prioritize your time. You learn how to become more organized, just a lot of things. So if you don't have it all together right now, that's okay. Just make sure that you have an open mind in learning. You should not come out of college the same as when you went into college, because so much is changing. You are maturing, you're getting older physically, your mental should change, just a lot of things. If y'all hear that, I'm sorry y'all, but just make sure that you you're ready for change. Another piece of advice that I recommend is just remember why you're there. Now, especially during the times, especially during homecoming, during not really finals week, but just really throughout the school year. I'm just gonna point out homecoming because that's probably when the most parties are going to happen, the most events are going to happen is during homecoming and during Spring Fest. I would definitely say just please make sure that you are remembering why you're there. You're there for a reason. At the end of the day, you're there to get your education and to get a degree. Now, I'm not saying don't have fun. I'm not saying don't go to any of the parties and don't go to the events, but just make sure you prioritize what's important than a party. Parties are going to always be the same. It's going to be the same music, the same people there, the same things happening. But at the end of the day, don't risk your grade over an event that you can go to another time. If you have an assignment due, if you have a paper due, I would say do the paper first. That way you can have your fun later on. Don't hold off not doing your paper and going to all the parties and all of that. And now all the parties is done. You done had your fun, which is good, but now you have to worry about this F that you're gonna get on this paper that you didn't do. And who wants to deal with that type of stuff? So just make sure that you're prioritizing what's important first and then having your pleasure later. I know a lot of people aren't really religious, but me personally, I'm a Christian, so I'm gonna tell you regardless, God loves you, okay? God loves you so much. And during these times where you feel like things are going chaotic in your life, especially in college, there will be times where you're like, dang, I can't catch a break. It happens. So I would recommend, please keep your faith. You know, remember that this is only a season and it will pass. All of the struggles and the stress that you are enduring right now, it's going to pass on. Just keep pushing forward. Keep on going to the goal. I would also say, if you are interested in joining a club or an organization, to definitely put yourself out there. If it is an event that they're hosting, whatever club or organization that it is that you're interested in, if they're hosting a type of community service event, or if they're hosting anything like that, go to it. You know, introduce yourself, make yourself known to them, so that way when they do have those interest meetings, or when they have those times where, oh, we're looking for people to join our organization, they'll be able to recognize you and say, oh, I remember you, and I remember you, and you know, y'all be able to connect like that. One thing that I never had to worry about was anything cosmetic or anything in general, because there's always somebody on the campus who knows how to do it. I know people who do hair in their dorms, and that's fine, but they do hair, they do makeup, nails, anything that you need, especially for my girls and even for my guys out there. There are people who do haircuts. People do everything. I think I saw somebody have a flyer out for car washes. It's so many different things that people on campus do. You will never ever have to worry about looking for somebody or having to go further out somewhere to get a service done, because 9 times out of 10, somebody in your building or somebody at the campus in general knows how to do it. And if you are a business owner, if you do provide certain services, make sure you're getting your name out there. Now at our school at Prairie View, there was like this little big red plot where you could be able to post a flyer and, you know, put it all around the plot. People did it all of the time. And even just putting it around school, you know, get your face out there, get your service out there, your business out there. And especially at Prairie View, they was really, really supportive of business owners. During Wednesdays, there was something called Hump Day. After Hump Day, usually there were, in the MSC, which is our student center where the cafe and all of the food places are, and also our financial aid office, it's just a lot of stuff in there. They do have like little tables for business owners to be able to do their pop-up shops. So if you sold perfume, if you sold clothes, or, you know, if you braid hair, whatever the case may be, you could be able to put yourself out there to meet people, to sell your items, and all of the commission that you get goes to you. So if y'all are business owners and you think about Prairie View, that's just another thing of why Prairie View is on top. Okay. Now this is something that I will really kind of direct towards my transfer students, or maybe my sophomores and up, is to look for an internship or an externship. Now you can do the same as a freshman. That's good, but I would really recommend it for the ones that are kind of getting close to getting up out of school. With internships and externships, those are potential job offers that you can get once you do graduate. For example, I know someone who did an internship with Apple, and now they work for Apple. Since they graduated, they work for Apple, and they're getting paid a lot of money. So I would really see different internships, look for them, and just experiment with them. If there's an internship in the summertime and you experience it and you really don't like it, that's okay. Look for another one that will really kind of best service your personal values and also just the whole shebang. Now, if y'all don't listen to anything else I said in the other tips, please listen to this one. Please be mindful of the silly juice and the silly oxygen that you take in. Now, even though you're not supposed to be doing it in general, I understand that y'all are college students, so yeah, and I'm gonna just keep it at that. And I say that because there will be events, there are parties, and you know, what do college people do for the most part? Y'all know I don't even have to explain it to y'all. But I say please be serious about that. Be serious on who you come to parties with. Whoever you left with, whoever you came with, that's who you need to leave with. Don't let nobody strand off. And this is for my girls and my guys. People are crazy. This world is insane. So y'all need to look out for each other. Y'all need to be mindful of the things that's going on around y'all. If somebody's looking suspicious, like, pacing back and forth, kind of going in their pants, like stuff like that, be mindful of that. You don't need to be so far out of it where you don't understand what's going on. Then something pop off, and then what you gonna do? So please be safe, y'all. Academic wise, I will say make sure that you are looking at the syllabus that your professor sends you. I'm not gonna say just be all up on your professor, give them a little space, but definitely be on them, especially if they're not good with their communication. Speak with your advisor if you need to. Try to get your class changed if something bad were to happen where your professor isn't really the best professor for your learning. Just things like that. Also, do not buy the book if you don't have to. 9 times out of 10, somebody who has had that class has the book PDF, or the book is online. You just have to look for it. So if your professor tries to say, oh yeah, you have to buy my book, you have to buy the book, don't buy it unless you just absolutely have to. Save your money, because they be trying to scam y'all sometimes. They do. Now the rest of these tips are for my PV babies, or really just anybody who is going to a school that's kind of like not in the middle of nowhere, but like really secluded from a big city, I would say. Try to invest in a car. Now my freshman and sophomore year, I didn't have a car with me, so I definitely would say just please try to keep some type of form of transportation. Try to convince your parents, like, hey, I need a car, because that drive, well, really, since it's in the middle of nowhere, you're not really near anything. I feel like it would be more money trying to spend it on an Uber, and then safety reasons too, and then just having to depend on other people. Like, nobody wants to do that. So please just try to invest in a car. If not, you'll be fine, but it's just kind of more recommended. PV is a walking campus. Even though Prairie View is just not the biggest campus in the world, it is a pretty good walk, and depending on where you're going. So I would say just if you don't feel like walking, invest in like a little scooter. They do have scooters up there that you can rent out for you to be able to ride around the school with. And then once you are done using it, just you have to put it back at a certain area. I've never used it personally, but I know people who have. So I would just say, if you don't have your own scooter, try to invest in one. But if not, they still have those resources available for you. So Prairie View is in a rural area, so be mindful that we are around a lot of land, and more land. I mentioned earlier that our Walmart is like 30 minutes away. I was not lying about that. Like, we are surrounded by nothing but trees. So I would say, please, if you can, just be mindful of the animals that we have. Now, I'm not going to just exaggerate and say, oh, you're going to see the panther walking around, because it's not like that. But you will see a skunk walking around, and those animals are not scared of you. They're going to look at you and keep on going about their business. They're not going to run away from you, because they used to seeing people walking around. So you'll see skunks, you'll see birds, obviously squirrels. We have a lot of cats. You might see some deers. I remember a lot of the time I heard frogs outside my door. Yeah, because we have a lot of animals. It's a lot of wildlife around us. Now, they really don't mess with you for the most part. As long as you don't provoke them, they will leave you alone. So I would really say, don't be childish. Don't try to chase them off, because they're not going to be scared of you. If anything, they're going to attack you. And then what? Now you on side chat. Now you on Twitter. Now you on Instagram. People making memes out of you. People are talking about you, and nobody wants that. So just leave the animals alone. My last piece of advice I would say is just wear your PV apparel, or even not even just at Prairie View, but really anywhere, because there are so many alumni who are willing to help current students. Like, it's crazy. I remember my freshman year, I wore my Prairie View apparel, and this man, we was at a barbecue spot, and y'all know how expensive barbecue is. He paid for me, this man paid for me and my roommate's food, just because we went to Prairie View, because he was an alumni. That was the sweetest thing ever. But yes, that's my last piece of advice for y'all. I have some homework I have to do, so I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Let me know if I missed anything. I'm going to try to have more videos coming up for y'all, because I do have a lot of more things that I need to talk about on this app. But thank y'all so much for watching the entire video, and I will see y'all in the next video.